Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Tuesday, February 19th, 2013. This is the day after President's Day holiday. And it was sort of holiday trading today, it seemed like. There was some movement this morning. Soybeans just took off after we closed the morning session. Our results for the morning trading, we got our 2 points. It took us 77 minutes today to get our 2 points. We had 3 break-even trades prior to getting our 2 points, and we finally got our 2 points. I'll show you a few things here as we go through the charts. I'll show you a few things. We started off with a break-even trade on crude oil, but we're trading the H contract this morning when we started off on crude, and we took a break-even on that trade, and then we moved over to the J contract. Okay, and we took a couple more trades on that. We took another break-even trade right here, and this was the trade where we took our 2 points. All right, so let's just go through this. All right, when the market opened up, there were trades in here that we missed. All right, I was doing stuff this morning. Doing stuff, we'll call it that. But we missed a few trades in here right at the open. And we took a short trade over here. Now what we were looking for here is we had a bearish cross. Price pulled away from the BBC, came back up and tested the BBC. When it tested it, the cycle was blue. Alright, so in that case you need to draw a trend line and wait until you get a close down below the trend line. We got the close below the trend line, and then the next bar closed down below the MA1. That's when I moved my stop to break even. Alright, I had my stop at break even, it came back out. It came back up, took me out at break even, and then it changed directions. I got long over here once it changed directions. Now this was a little different kind of trade, all right, because the cycle was blue. I didn't have to wait for an up close above the trend line. It ended up that I did wait for an up close because I hadn't really noticed it, but I got long right over here. I believe I got long at 96.18. 96.18 is where I got long, and I took profit up here at 96.28. That's how I got the 2 points this morning. Not a lot of trading in here. That was pretty much it. For a day on crude oil, that was pretty slow. All right. I didn't take any trades on the Russell. Not to say that nothing's set up. There were a lot of setups this morning. Right in here, right after the open, I missed all of them. Right after the open, I missed all that. It happened. It happened fairly quickly. You can see Russell's selling off right here, but that was the Russell. This is going to be a quick recap. I didn't take that many trades, so there's not that much to talk about. But on gold in here, there were a couple of interesting spots on gold in here. Now, you can see I took that trade right in there on the gold. And did I only take one trade on gold? I thought I took 2. Anyway. No, wait a minute. I had a break even there, a break even here, and a break even on the other crude. So I only did take one trade on gold. What we were looking for here was we had the bearish cross, the pull away from the BBC, the pull back up and tested the BBC with a down close. Now this is just like the trade we took on crude. In this case, the cycle was red and headed down, so we shorted right here, and it dropped down to here. It gave us 7 ticks profit a bunch of times, and I kept saying that I think if we break through this level right here, it's going to be explosive. And I said I had put a 20-tick target on it. My entry was up here at 1605.4. I'm sorry, 1606.4 was my entry. Okay, and it dropped down to here several times, giving me 7 ticks profit. And we closed down below the MA1. That's when I moved my stop to break even. It came back up here, stopped me out at break even, tested this level one more time, and then it dropped right through it, right down to that 20-tick target that I had put on it at 1606.4. Now, I had also said that I thought it was going to get down to 1603. I think I said 1603.7, but I might have said 6. I don't know. I did say something about it, about this level, and it got all the way down here. I might have said 6. It got within a tick of what I was looking at. And I was telling everyone when this was happening over here. Where was it? Right here. This level here, 1603.7 right here. When this was happening, I said when it breaks through this 1603.7, looks like it's going to be explosive for probably 10 ticks, and it did. I mean, it broke this level and it went right down 11 ticks in like 2 seconds down here, and then it consolidated a bit, and it gave some opportunity on the long side, and then we went into our break, and on the break it had some opportunity on the short side. Okay, that is that. That's all there was for gold. We had one break-even trade there on gold. Now, unfortunately, the markets just didn't provide us with a lot of opportunity this morning. Not as much as they normally do. I tried to take the time to go over the setups a little bit slowly. The NQ had some opportunity this morning. We didn't take any trades on the NQ. We don't even have an NQ DOM up this morning. But it had a shorting opportunity right in here, right after the open. On this move up right here, it had, right in here, it had a long opportunity. Right there. On that up close, it had a long opportunity. Had another one right here on this up close. Alright. Had a short opportunity, well, right in here was the first one. And then it had a follow-up short opportunity right in here because the cycle was still red. Alright, changed directions, and it had a long opportunity right in here on this up close. And changed directions again, had a short opportunity on the down close right here. This only went about 4 ticks. Had another one over here. You need the close below the trend line on this one. Again, only about 4 ticks. Had one here on the long side. Once you get your MA1 crossing up above the BBC with the space and a pullback and test to the BBC with the up close right there. There was some opportunity in there, and that was the end of the morning session. Right now, it's setting one up. If you had a down close right here, you see the cycle is still red. We have the bearish divergence. So if you had a down close on the current bar, that would do it. We didn't take any trades on the ES. I think there were a couple this morning. Let's see, were there? I thought right in here on this little ride up right here there were a couple of opportunities. Oh, that's a 10,000 contract. That's why I'm not seeing it. Right in here on the 4 tick range. Let's see. Right in here. This is what I highlighted. You could have gotten long right in here on this up close right there. The ride up to the weekly trading zone. That was pretty much it. The divergence is the wrong way in here to be going long. So there was no opportunity in there. Over here on the NQ, you see how we pulled through the BBC? We still have red on the cycle, but on the close of this bar that's going to be blue. So for that trade, you're going to be needing a trend line like that. All right, you're going to look to close below the trend line, down close below the trend line. Let's see, natural gas had a couple of little opportunities in here. The one that I tried to enter was right here, and I didn't fill before it already moved up a couple of bars. All right, there was one over here that turned around, and one in here that turned around. I hadn't really paid that much attention to it. I was kind of going to it when everybody told me about it. Same thing over here on the yen. I wasn't paying that much attention to the yen either. There was a test of the BBC with a down close right here. Didn't put in a lower low, changed directions. Came back down, really had nothing in there after that. Now the thing that really took off after the break this morning was the soybeans. Look at these soybeans. The opportunity on the soybeans, you had to have the divergence, so the opportunity didn't come until right in here. Alright, this is where it happened there. Alright, there was one there and another one right here. These were the spots where you might have been able to get in on this move up on the soybeans. Alright, the rest of it right now, it's just looking a little bit, well, it's got bearish divergence and it's trading above the BBC, so there's not much you can do in there. We looked at it a little bit in here, but we didn't do anything, okay, anywhere in here. But that was a big move up for the soybeans that happened right after the break. Let's see, I think that pretty much covers it. Alright. Kyle. Which number do you want there, Kyle? The number for us or the number for Daniel's trading? Well, I guess I'll have to type it into him because his audio is acting up. Alright. That's pretty much it, guys. That's where things stand on the morning session. Right? Okay. Right in here on crude oil right now. If you take a look at that. There's a trend line. Here's a bearish divergence. Here's a test of the BBC. You would need a down close in there. A down close. Okay, that's the crude oil. This is the Russell. The Russell's going to give some divergence on an up close on the current bar. All right, you would need that to be able to start to draw a trend line anyway. Gold's got nothing, and nothing here on the NQ either. You see how the black line crossed above the green? So there's no trade in there. It's been like this all morning. Just hasn't been a lot of opportunity. A couple of them here and there, and we got our 2 points and we got out. So let's see, where does that put us on the month? On the month, we are plus $1,790 per contract. All right, we're plus $1,790 on the month per contract, and we hit our 2-point target every day except one so far this month. On February 7th, we didn't hit our 2-point target. All right, that is where things stand. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply, sign up for the free trial, and in the free trial we'll give you 5 business days in our live trading room where you get to watch us put all these trades on live, or at least tell you about them as they're setting up, and you get to download the software, you get to download the charting package, all our indicators, so you can really take it for a good test run. Now, if you take the trial with us, take the trial, show up at the trial, download the indicators, put it on your desktop. If you have any troubles with it, you can call 866-928-3310, and they will help get you set up. Okay, again, that's 866-928-3310. You can give them a call and they'll help get you set up. If they can't do it, then send us an email at support@cfrn.net. Okay, support@cfrn.net. All right, that's it. That's all we got, guys. I'm going to wrap up my recording here, and then we can head on out.